What amazed me between this morning's rehearsal and then just now, even right away, there was a different feel, a different vibe to the performance, and different textures. All of a sudden the piece came alive and the piece found its groove. And we just to put it simply, he directed our attention to where we really needed to be listening.
I'm thrilled, actually. Steve had this great energy. He was very exacting what he wanted, but I thought really gave us an infusion of strength for what we were doing, confirmation that a lot of what we were doing was right on track, and also things that we'd really wondered about. Were we doing what he conceived? Sometimes we were and sometimes we weren't, and he was so clear in explaining exactly what he was looking for.
This is nice because basically a composer wants to see the music get out there, and of course the score has to work by itself, but while you're alive there is a kind of oral tradition, and that has to get passed along too. And I can help 2 or 3, 4 or 5%, make it a little bit better than it would be if I wasn't here. And then I'll get passed on to everybody that they teach the piece to.
We were all a little bit braced for his arrival. And after the first day of rehearsals of Music for 18, we played different trains through for him. And he stood the whole time we played for 25 minutes. He stood there, and when we were through playing, he didn't say anything, and we looked up, and there were tears streaming down his cheeks. And he came over and kissed the 2 women in the group, and he said, "This is the way the piece is supposed to be."
Oh, it was a lot of fun. He's a character, and he has a lot of energy, and he knows what he wants, and I really enjoyed it. I was worried about it initially because we'd heard that he could be kind of a taskmaster, and he was, but it was in a good way.
Ron, it's 15 minutes before you perform. What are you thinking now?
The hardest thing about my job, and it's been that way all year, is snapping my focus back to what really matters, and that's the performance. And so just being focused on creating great art and representing the music well. So that's a mindset that's kind of tough to release myself into, given all the details of this concert, which are enormous.
So you need to be quiet right now?
Well,
Does
sure, I suppose.
Does that help?
A little mental kind of, I don't know, some kind of mental exercise that I'll conjure up here in the next couple minutes.
Okay, we'll let him be quiet.
Yes.
Before long, it's obvious that Ron and the rest of the ensemble know they've got it nailed. And where is Steve Reich during the performance? He's running levels on the soundboard.
It's an exhausting piece. It's mentally exhausting, and it's physically draining. And I was, frankly, kind of amazed at sort of the ecstatic feeling of what the performance was like. And I think a lot of people in the audience felt that too.
Was there a point that you knew you had it knocked during this performance?
Well, I knew that when we started the piece, and we could hear each other so well, I could tell the groove was there. I knew it was going. I knew pretty much right away when we started. There was a direct connection between our emotions and our joy of living, and I think that came through in the music. And I can't say enough about my colleagues. We all just had a gas. I'm thrilled. This is great.